yesterday decided to cut petrol prices by 2 rupees a litre. The new rate will be applicable from midnight. With this, petrol in New Delhi will cost 68 rupees 34 paise per litre, in Mumbai 75 rupees 14 paise per litre, and in Chennai 71 rupees 41 paise per litre. While the consumer in Kolkata will have to pay 75 rupees 84 paise a litre, the new rate in Bangalore will be 75 rupees 26 paise. 34 Indian fishermen arrested off the Deft Island by the Sri Lankan Navy on Wednesday were released on court orders yesterday. The orders by the island magistrate came after the Indian High Commission intervened on their behalf. According to the Indian High Commission, arrangements are being made to send them back to India immediately. SEBI yesterday moved to the Supreme Court seeking the arrest of Sahara Group promoter Subrata Roy and barring him from leaving the country after. The market regulator mentioned the matter before a bench headed by Justice K.S. Radhakrishnan, which agreed to hear its plea and posted the case for hearing in the first week of April. 3 British men have pleaded guilty for their acts of involvement in terrorism, including traveling to Pakistan for terror training. Jahangir Alam, Muslim convert Richard Dodd, and Imran Mahmood admitted preparing or assisting terrorism between July 2010 and July 2012. The charges said they travelled abroad to collect terror acts and provided information about terror training. They made their pleas via video link at the Old Bailey. Their trial was due to start in April. The 3 were arrested between 5th and 7th July last year. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has congratulated Xi Jinping on his election as the new president of the People's Republic of China and wished him on behalf of the people of Afghanistan and himself to newly elected Chinese president and the people of China. Finalists for the 22nd edition of the Sultan Azlan Shah Hockey Tournament at Raipur, Malaysia will only be determined after the dust settles following the final league match today. 3 teams, Australia, New Zealand and Malaysia, are in connection for the final berths. Are in contention for the final points. As it stands, Australia and Malaysia are in the driving seat, both with 8 points. However, Australia has a superior goal difference of +8, while Malaysia are on first. And now to end this bulletin, here are the main points. Parliament outrightly rejects Pakistan National Assembly's resolution on Afzal Guru. The first Jammu and Kashmir, including Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, is an integral part of India. Petrol prices reduced by 2 rupees per litre. Sri Lanka releases 34 Indian fishermen. And that is the end of this news bulletin.
You're listening to a German overseas service of All India Radio. Time now for the day's commentary titled, Terror is Back in Jammu and Kashmir.
With Pakistan, it is so routine a matter that one can even predict what the next reaction from Islamabad is going to be. Islamabad always comes out with bland denials. Later, when it becomes difficult to sustain the denials, Pakistan then argues that it cannot act against the terrorist masterminds living and flourishing on its soil because New Delhi has not provided enough proof of their involvement. The result is that no amount of evidence is good enough for the government in Islamabad to move against individuals and groups who should not be allowed a free run on its soil in the first place. The result of such obfuscation is that internationally branded terrorists such as Hafiz Saeed, who should have been serving a sentence long ago, managed to roam around freely in Pakistan. While this sham goes on, Pakistan pretends to play the victim. Islamabad always tries to argue that it itself has been suffering because of the activities of the Taliban and other terrorist groups, though it is well known that these terrorists have been nursed by their own military establishment. In what is seen as a brazen assembly was not just trying to defend the indefensible, it was doing something that could be seen as interference in the internal affairs of India. The resolution also raised the absurd Kashmir bogey again, calling the international community to find a solution to the Kashmir issue. No civilized country in this age passes a parliamentary resolution endorsing the actions of a terrorist. Therefore, it was apt that in a sharp reaction to the resolution, the External Affairs Minister Salman Khurshid, while calling it as highly improper, cautioned Islamabad not to dabble in the internal matters of India. The bizarre resolution is also to be seen in the context of a Fedayeen attack on members of the Central Reserve Police Force in Srinagar a day earlier, in which 5 Jawans lost their lives and 2 terrorists too were killed. As Union Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde informed Parliament that preliminary investigations indicated that the 2 terrorists involved in the suicide mission were of foreign origin. Mr. Shinde also informed the House that the diaries recovered from the slain terrorists bore Pakistani numbers, and the skin ointment found in their kits had an Urdu name and manufactured at a Karachi-based facility.